In a world where magic and darkness collide, a tale of betrayal, revenge, and redemption unfolds. Welcome to the enchanted world of Maleficent. Released in 2014, Maleficent reimagines the classic story of Sleeping Beauty, but from a new perspective. We follow the journey of Maleficent, brilliantly portrayed by Angelina Jolie, a powerful fairy living in the moors, a magical realm. When the young princess Aurora is cursed, it sets in motion a chain of events that will test Maleficent's resolve and ultimately redefine her destiny. As Aurora grows, Maleficent begins to question her own motives and discovers an unexpected bond forming between them. But lurking in the shadows is King Stephen, portrayed by Sharlto copley, consumed by his own ambitions and driven by vengeance. The stage is set for a showdown between good and evil, where alliances will be tested, and the true power of love and forgiveness will be revealed. Maleficent is not just a retelling of a classic fairy tale, but a deeper exploration of themes such as love, betrayal, and the complexity of human nature. A vengeful fairy is driven to curse an infant princess, only to discover that the child could be the one person who can restore peace to their troubled land. A beautiful, pure-hearted young woman, Maleficent has an idyllic life growing up in a peaceable forest kingdom, until the day an invading army threatens the harmony of the land. Maleficent rises to be the land's fiercest protector, but she ultimately suffers a ruthless betrayal, an act that turns her pure heart to stone. Bent on revenge, Maleficent faces a battle with the invading king's successor. As a result, she places a curse upon his newborn daughter Aurora. As the child grows, Maleficent realizes that Aurora holds the key to peace in the kingdom, and perhaps to Maleficent's true happiness as well. Reared in the enchanted forests of the moors, the magical realm on the outskirts of a rival human kingdom, Maleficent, the magnificent winged fairy of pure heart, experiences for the first time the intoxicating effect of a youthful romance. But soon, the frail age of innocence will come to an end, and as a despicable act of betrayal blemishes forever the young sprite's sensitive soul, and all-powerful dark Maleficent emerges, the mighty defender of the moors. Now, bitterness, anger, and a rabid desire for retribution fill the void in Maleficent's heart. No one is safe from harm, especially the king's newborn daughter, Aurora, who must suffer for the sins of her father. Once a cherished one used the healing force of noble feelings against Maleficent. Could now true love stop the mistress of all evil? Maleficent once ruled the moors with a kind heart, but everything changes for her when she befriends Stephen. Their friendship becomes an inseparable one, but everything changes for Maleficent when Stephen betrays her by cutting her wings off, and Henry crowns Stephen as his successor to the throne, and he is married to Lesley, who becomes his queen. When Maleficent learned about what Stephen did to her through Diavel, she becomes angry, and she vows revenge on her former friend. Maleficent soon learns that Stephen and Lesley's newborn daughter, Aurora, is being christened. During the ceremony, Maleficent curses Aurora in order to make Stephen suffer, but the curse will be lifted by true love. Stephen tasks Snodgrass, Flittle, and Thistlewit to take care of Aurora. It becomes apparent that the pixies cannot take care of the young princess. Maleficent and Devil start to take care of Aurora in secret without the pixies noticing. By the time Aurora grows up, she begins to view Maleficent as her godmother, causing the dark fae to develop a change of heart. Maleficent will soon realize that Aurora is the only person who can bring peace and harmony to the moors and the kingdom. Long ago, Two rival kingdoms set side by side, the human kingdom, ruled by a power-hungry king, and the moors, a peaceful place inhabited by many gentle supernatural creatures. One resident of the moors is Maleficent Isabel Mulroy, a young fairy girl with enormous wings who acts as a guardian for the other magical beings. Young Maleficent is alerted by three small fairies, Knotgrass Imelda Staunton, Little Lesley Manville, and Thistlewood Juno Temple, that a thief has been apprehended by the forest guards at the moor's border. The thief, a human boy called Stephen, returns the jewel he had taken and explains that he is an orphan with no real home. Maleficent forgives him, and the two strike up a friendship that lasts for several years. On Maleficent's 16th birthday, Stephen gives her true love's kiss, but then abandons her to pursue his thirst for power in the king's inner circle. When Maleficent is grown, now Angelina Jolie, she is the primary guardian of the moors. King Henry Kenneth Cranham leads his army to conquer the moors for the human world. But Maleficent victoriously counter-attacks with her band of magical creatures. King Henry is mortally wounded in the battle, and makes known his hatred for the winged woman, who defends the moors. Having only a daughter for an heir, King Henry promises her hand and the throne to whichever of his men brings proof of Maleficent's death. Stephen, now sharlto copley, despite his relationship with Maleficent, takes on the task in hopes of becoming the new king. Stephen returns to the moors at night and reconnects with Maleficent, who is happy and not at all suspicious to see her friend again. After giving her a drink to put her into a sound sleep, Stephen prepares to stab her to death. Unable to bring himself to kill the woman he once loved, he crudely removes her wings as she slumbers, and then departs. When Maleficent awakens, weak with the pain from her severed wings, and realizing she had been betrayed, she swears revenge against Stephen. On his deathbed, King Henry accepts the wings as proof of Maleficent's demise and awards the crown and his daughter's hand to Stephen. Having lost her ability to fly, Maleficent frees a captured raven in a nearby field and gives him the power to transform into a man. She recruits this raven man, Diavel Sam Riley, to serve as her wings in exchange for having saved his life. She declares herself ruler of the moors, infusing her surroundings with dark magic, and pitting herself once and for all against Stephen, ruler of the human kingdom. While spying on Stephen's palace, Diavel overhears the royal staff speak of the baby girl just born to the king and queen. He hurries to relay the news to Maleficent, who sees an opportunity for revenge. She attends the child's christening ceremony uninvited and bestows a curse on the princess. Before the sun sets on Princess Aurora's 16th birthday, she will prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and fall into an eternal death-like sleep. As an added insult to Stephen, Maleficent snidely remarks that the only possible restoration to life is true love's kiss. Stephen begs Maleficent to reconsider, even falling to his knees at her request. But she is too happy at having avenged her mistreatment to show mercy. After leaving the court in chaos, Maleficent causes a massive wall of thick thorn trees to surround the moors and keep humans at bay. Stephen orders all spinning wheels in the kingdom to be destroyed and stored in the castle dungeon, and sends his infant daughter to be raised by the three fairies in the forest in hopes of avoiding the curse. Knotgrass, Flittle, and Thistlewood are easily distracted and have difficulty supervising Aurora as she grows. But the princess is kept safe by Maleficent's curse, which rules that she must stay alive until her 16th birthday. Maleficent and Diavel keep a semi-distant watch over Aurora throughout her childhood, coming in contact a few times but never revealing her identity. Aurora grows into a pretty teenager Elle Fanning, with no inkling of her royal roots or Maleficent's curse. As Aurora's 16th birthday nears, Stephen falls deeper into paranoia. The queen is dying, and he knows Maleficent will return on the day the curse is set to culminate. He keeps her severed wings in a glass cabinet in an isolated wing of the palace. He becomes more and more detached from reality, having long rambling conversations with the wings, and is deaf to any subject other than Maleficent. He sends his men to hunt her down before Aurora's birthday. Maleficent begins to admit that her hatred for Stephen does not extend to Aurora, emerging from the blind rage she felt when the princess was a baby. Maleficent now sees that Aurora is a good, innocent person undeserving of such a harsh fate. Feeling guilty, she puts a temporary sleeping spell on the girl and transports her into the moors. When Aurora wakes, she is enchanted by the beautiful fairy kingdom and shows no fear when Maleficent makes her presence known. Aurora happily explains that she recognizes Maleficent from several incidents in her childhood and believes Maleficent is her fairy godmother. Without explaining the truth, Maleficent spends the evening getting to know the victim of her own curse. After returning Aurora to her cottage home to sleep, Maleficent attempts to retract the curse, but she had made it too powerful to be undone. Diavel reminds her that true love's kiss can still break the spell. But Maleficent admits she added it as a false hope because she believed it did not exist. On the eve of Aurora's fateful birthday, Maleficent speaks with her about an evil that she is unable to protect her from. Aurora remains optimistic and announces her wish to live in the moors with her fairy godmother. While preparing to break the news to her aunties, the three fairies who raised her, Aurora encounters Prince Philip Brenton-Thwaites, who asks her for directions, though both are awkwardly stunned by their mutual attraction. After their brief meeting, Aurora delivers her news to the fairies, who in their shock let slip Aurora's true parentage and the details of Maleficent's curse. Horrified, Aurora rushes to the moors to confront Maleficent, who sadly admits the truth. Aurora, now frightened and untrusting, returns to the human kingdom. That night, Princess Aurora is finally returned to her father. They share a brief emotional reunion before Stephen orders his daughter locked away for her own protection. Back in the moors, Maleficent prepares a last-ditch attempt to stop the curse. She and Diavel journey toward the palace and encounter Prince Philip, who remembers meeting Aurora and is recruited to provide true love's kiss to save her. Maleficent casts a sleeping charm on the rather confused prince and whisks him away through the forest, hoping to get to Aurora before the curse unfolds. As Aurora's birthday progresses and night begins to fall, she feels a strange sensation in her finger and hears an eerie voice calling her name. In a trance-like state, Aurora follows the disembodied voice through the palace until she enters the dungeon, containing piles of broken and burnt spinning wheels. She approaches a materializing spinning wheel and spindle and pricks her finger on it, drawing blood. A moment later, she sinks to the floor in a deep sleep. Aurora is carried back to her chambers and laid on the bed. Stephen is enraged, blaming the three fairies for failing to protect his daughter. Maleficent and Diavel manage to infiltrate the palace with the unconscious Prince Philip, who is woken at the door of Aurora's bedroom. The three fairies, guarding the sleeping princess, encourage Philip to try and wake Aurora with true love's kiss, but since the two are not yet in love, the effort fails. Heartbroken, Maleficent approaches Aurora's bed and apologizes for her actions, promising to protect her as she sleeps. Maleficent kisses Aurora on the forehead and is both shocked and pleased to find that the spell has been broken through the power of her own maternal love for the princess. Aurora realizes how much Maleficent cares for her and begins to trust her again. A guard reports to Stephen that Maleficent was spotted in the castle. The royal guards ambush her and attack when she leaves Aurora's room. Maleficent orders Aurora to run safely before transforming Diavel into an enormous dragon and beginning her showdown against Stephen. While searching for something to aid Maleficent, Aurora discovers the severed wings in the glass cupboard. The wings, sensing the presence of their mistress, begin to flap violently until Aurora frees them. The wings fly to Maleficent and reattach themselves to her moments before Stephen delivers a fatal blow. Maleficent rises above her attackers, but Stephen loops a chain around her leg and clings to it as she pulls him out a window and onto one of the palace towers. Maleficent attempts to end the fight without any fatalities, but Stephen attacks her once more, sending them both plummeting off the tower. Maleficent takes flight and Stephen falls to his death, a victim of his own unrelenting desire for power and revenge. Maleficent soon undoes the dark magic in the moors, restoring its former light and beauty. The moors and the human kingdom are now united, and Aurora is crowned queen of both kingdoms. Prince Philip and Aurora continue their romance, and Maleficent, now free from the chains of her vengeful thoughts, lives happily among the peaceful creatures of the moors, and elle lies happily through the skies with Diavel. A bit dark for a PG rating, so parental guidance is advised. But the more mature and well-grounded children are sure to get a thrill from this CGI ride that is full of fantastic images and stirring action. It is pathos that the movie embraces, and the good and evil are reversed. Haters of this backstory seem to be under the delusion that the original fairy tale and the original Disney animated movie have been purged from existence with some sort of Orwellian eraser and cease existing to enjoy. Don't miss out on this unforgettable cinematic experience. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest uploads. And remember, sometimes the most unexpected heroes emerge from the darkness.